Hi everyone. We're going to talk about flooring today and flooring specifically geared towards a residential home. Okay. Um, there's a lot of options, but we're going to kind of focus on the main types of flooring that you would find in a single family home. So those kinds of flooring are going to include carpet, vinyl, wood flooring, laminate, and tile. That's what we're going to talk about. You can put those easily right on top of the subfloor. Almost all those can be applied directly to the subfloor. Most of them you can also apply directly to the slab, provided you take certain precautions. Sometimes we're going to want to add underlayment, either directly to the slab or directly to the subfloor. And when we talk about underlayment, we're usually talking about 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch or 3/8 or maybe 1/2 inch plywood. Okay, that gets maybe glued, but definitely stapled down really solidly to the subfloor or glued to the slab. The reason we want to use underlayment is, let's say we're using a really thin floor and maybe we're going over like kind of some rough subfloor, something like that. Some of that roughness could telegraph through to the floor, and that underlayment is going to be a really smooth, flat, stable surface for that finished floor to go on top of. The other reason we might want to use some underlayment is if we have different thicknesses of flooring meeting in a doorway or in a transition area. One of my, I would say, pet peeves, one of my many pet peeves on remodels is when people just stack layers of floor on top of everything, and then next thing you know, the ceiling's 7 feet tall when it used to be 8 feet tall. Um, and then when the floors end up being different heights in transitions, that really, really bothers me. It's nice to be able to walk through a house and have all the floors be the same level. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're going to have tile in one room. You're going to want to put down a special kind of underlayment called tile backer, some kind of cement board that's 1/4 of an inch thick. And then you add at least 1/4 of an inch for tile on top of that. You've added 3/4 of an inch to the subfloor. And let's say you have an adjoining room that's going to get laminate or something like that. That's going to be 1/4 of an inch thick. You're going to have a 1/2 inch deflection where those two floors meet. So you can put transition strips in, but it still is going to be a different level. Okay, so you might want to add some underlayment onto that adjoining floor to raise up the height of that floor so that you have a smooth transition. And then, since I mentioned it, if you're in a remodel situation and you're going to do some flooring, cut the old flooring out. Okay, take everything back down to the subfloor rather than stacking everything up. And I'll just tell you, for example, in my house, after 100 years of previous owners adding floors on top of floors, all the door casing got cut shorter. The doors got an inch cut off them because the doors wouldn't close anymore because they stacked so many layers of floor on top of everything. And it's just frustrating. Okay, it's nice peeling all those layers back, but when you realize that everything's been cut, that's kind of annoying. So keep that in mind for your future projects. Don't just stack on top of everything. Remove old layers of flooring and then build it back up again. Try and always have smooth, level transitions from room to room. There could theoretically be some prep work that we're going to have to do before we come in and just start laying a floor. Okay, let's say you have some rough subfloor and you're going to use some thin material. You could use underlayment. Maybe it's going to be enough to just run around with a belt sander and kind of knock down some high spots or something like that. Let's say you have some low spots in your floor. Okay, when I was putting in tile for my kitchen and getting ready to settle the appliances and stuff, I had to go around and put in some self-leveling concrete. It mixes up really, really thin, pours out like water, and it'll fill in little low spots, and you can trowel out little level spots. You might want to do that, especially if you're going to be getting ready for tile, or, the biggest thing, I did it everywhere my appliances were going to go. I can't fix my out of level floor, my out of level house very easily, but I can at least make little spots where the appliances are going to sit so that they sit level. Okay. They're sitting on a level surface. If you put a refrigerator on an out of level floor, the door's not going to close right. Everything's going to be a little wacky. So it's worth your time to go in and kind of prep some areas, some targeted areas. Okay. I think we could probably all agree that there are places in the home where certain types of floor are appropriate. Okay. It used to be kind of common to put carpet everywhere. Okay. Including the bathroom and including kitchens. I tore carpet out of my kitchen and my bathroom when I moved into my house. And it was disgusting. So during the course of this lecture, I'm going to try and kind of give you pros and cons of different types of flooring that you'll usually find in a residential home, and just think about what you want to do. Okay. And I'm not going to judge anybody. If you want to put carpet in the bathroom, go for it. But I'm going to try and convince you otherwise. Okay. But at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, think about what these materials are suited for, what their properties are, what rooms would be good to receive a certain type of flooring.